What's good, family? Welcome back to Power After Hours, your favorite power podcast. Jeff on this side, Chrissy on the other side, and we are here to recap Power Book 4 Force Season 1, Episode 3, Firestarter. What's up, Chrissy? How you feeling?
Feeling good, you know what I mean? Like ready to roll. I feel like the intros are getting longer as we get further into these books. I feel like you have more to say. So I am feeling good tonight. How about you?
I'm feeling, the more numbers they add to the books, the more I gotta say.
Listen, it's gonna be a 5 minute intro by the time they get to Rashad Tate's joint. You're gonna be like,
Power Book 25.
it's gonna be a
Isolation.
mess. It's gonna
Right. Right.
Yaz's chapter, you know what I mean?
Right. Yes, the next generation.
And then
Right, right. But we're here. We're recapping episode 3, Firestarter from book 4, Force.
yeah.
Shout out to everyone tapping in with us live in the chat. Shout out to everybody watching afterwards and the OGs listening on the podcast. As always, you can catch our podcast live the Mondays after Power airs on Power After Hours YouTube page, youtube.com/Power After Hours. Power After Hours on IG, Power After Hours on Twitter, everywhere where you can find us and tap in for one of the greatest power fan community that we have on the internet talking about this show. So, Chrissy, we got episode 3.
Mhm.
Tommy has a plan. He's putting that plan to action and shaking things up a little bit on the south side and the north side of Chicago. How'd you feel
Yeah.
about this episode?
I liked it. I liked it. I feel like we are catching a groove. And I'm really starting to enjoy seeing Tommy back in his element. I think that I finally got an understanding of where we were headed with the show now that we are more so dealing with Tommy and not like, oh, where did Tommy come from? Like, what was he doing in New York? Like, I like where we picked up here and things are starting to progress and we're seeing Tommy be the Tommy that we know and love. What did you think?
I liked it. I really liked it too. As you said, they're starting to get into their groove now. They gave you the backstory and everybody. We're starting to find out a little bit more about people that we've seen. We're
Yeah.
finding new characters. There's a lot going on. And I think it's cool because it's at the correct pace to me of how they're flowing. You have enough. Tommy is a strong character within this universe to where fans are going to be tapped into anything that he does. And his gravity to affect everyone around him makes the storytelling so much easier. In
Yeah.
fact, it gives them an opportunity to build those characters outside of Tommy, where and anytime he interacts with them, he elevates whoever he's around just by virtue of the love people have for his character, his both dead ass personality and comedic timing and everything in between. So yeah, I really dig this episode. Let's get right into it. Let's get to this recap. So first off, we come back to the scene from last episode where Tommy sees the Jimenez card on the Coke and is
Mm,
pressing Lilliana about it. Basically, Lilliana has been out here surviving and thriving. Whoever
mm,
comes after her, apparently at her word, she's putting into the ground. And Tommy, he's not really too sure because he's saying there's about 10 packs in there, which is about 30K a pack.
yeah,
A pack.
yeah. A
So
pack.
he's saying ain't nobody just gonna leave that and not send anyone else to go get it. So they gotta have a plan. So this bakes into Tommy's whole kingpin of Chicago takeover and make as much money as I can, be my own man plan. And now he has the product. So he enlists Liliana to cut this coke,
Cut it. Yeah.
prepare it, and then he has the plan of who he's going to sell it to. What did you think?
I I'm with Tommy. Like I'm not fully 100% on board with Liliana. I think because I am so invested in the power universe, I'm almost at this point where it's like I trust no one. You know what I mean? It's like the only person that I trust at this point is Tommy, and that's because I know what he's about. You know, we
Right.
didn't get enough of Liliana to really know if she's trustworthy, but something tells me there's more to this coke than she is letting out right now. Like I'm just not buying this story about you bodied them and you've been living this good life, in Chicago. Like something's just not ringing for me. So I don't know. like I understand why Tommy is hesitant, because he's also of the same mindset. Like, I'm not as easily trusting as, say, a Ghost was. You know what I mean? Like, you got to earn my trust. So
Mhm.
I kind of, I'm with him, and I agree with you in saying that, like, nobody's leaving behind that much. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of money to anybody in the game. But I do like how, he was like, I forgot how to cut. It was almost like Tommy became like a child in that situation. The way his face looked when she was like, "So you gonna do something?" And he just was like, I forgot. Like, he just he this
Even seeing her stripped down, and he's
rat.
like, bruh, I ain't really into you like that, so I don't know what's going on. And she's like, yo, this is how we cut. And I ain't into white boys anyway, first off. And secondly, this is how we cut. Don't get any product on your gear. This is how we do it. So it shows that for as much Tommy knows about the game, he elevated to that manager C-suite level
Correct.
where you kind of fall out of touch with the day-to-day operations. He wasn't in the stat. He wasn't in the trap houses cutting coke anymore. He's
No.
done it, but he's been so far removed from it that even seeing the way the bread is made gets him a bit startled. But he gets right into it, and the more he sees with Lilliana, he realizes she had more talents than even he thought. Because
He was like, we should have kept you around.
right, instead of trying to kill her, right?
I mean, the chick knew what she was doing.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's probably a metaphor for him about how, some people that you wanted to kill, maybe you should have got more out of them than you do, But
think
this
twice.
is her. She had a lot more to her and had a lot more ways to grow, because we ain't see her since season 1 of
Yeah, it's been a
Power.
minute.
So
It's
for
been a
this
minute.
whole time, she's been on the run, been in Chicago, got out of Dodge, you know what I mean, with the bread, and try to start a whole new persona. But clearly she has people looking for her, or has people looking for her. So we don't know. So clearly she has the skills. And the other thing is, I think after she got pink sneakers sliced her face, she got realer. It's almost like she leveled up, right? To the point where she's talking back with Tommy, where Tommy's like, yo, either we could keep trying to kill each other. No, let me fix that. Either you die or you work with me. She's like, all right, you know what? I work with whoever, but this is my coke. You're not doing that 70-30 bullshit. It's 50-50. 50-50. We'll see how it plays out. But she's like, yo, it's 50-50. And you
Tommy gave in to that too fast to me.
I mean, he needed, because he needed that product move.
Yeah, I mean, she did a good job of cutting it, but to me, honestly, we haven't seen her in what, almost a decade at this point, in terms of like how long the show's been going, and there was 2 books of season 2 of book 2. So it's been a minute since she's been in the Power universe. Like, I almost forgot until they ran the scene back in the previews before this week's episode of what transpired on that elevator. So yeah, I'm glad to see her back. I just don't trust her yet. I do think that there's more to the story. I think there's more to that coke. I think there's more to that card. And I'm just waiting for it all to like happenstance into Tommy's lap. But if we know anything about Tommy, there's no one that can come his way that he's not willing to give his best fight towards. So
Right,
good luck to the
exactly.
ones that they send.
Exactly, because he's keeping her at arm's length, even when she suggests that she has an alternative if his ultimate plan doesn't work out, right?
Yeah.
He knows where to sell it, and he ain't hearing that. He's like, yo, I'll let you know, right? So this is where their relationship is right now. Funny enough, at the end of the episode, Gloria kind of reveals, we were talking about the loft, how he loves lofts. This man is actually, sidebar, he's actually living in an old firehouse. Right. And the name of this episode is Firestarter, and I think that's what Flynn calls him, because he's been starting little fires everywhere around the whole city of Chicago. And the Firestarter lives in the fire. Gloria calls him a Firestarter, or calls him a Firestarter too. Like, of course, a Firestarter is going to live in a firehouse. So I thought that was hilarious. That first of all, a junkie or some dude who was in need of cash was holding down the firehouse first, and he bought it off this dude to hold on for himself.
It's like, I feel like if Gloria can find, maybe, and I'm guessing maybe he gave her the address, but I need Tommy to like really do better about you already giving up somebody your address and where you live, and you know that she has this connection to the Flynns. Like I'm just like, dang, Tommy, protect your house a little bit better. Have her meet you at the Ritz. Like, why you gotta have her meet you at the crib? So yeah, I don't know how this is gonna play out with Gloria, because her relationship with Vic it's deeper than I think they led us to believe in episode 1. I do believe that if Vic were to stand up to his father, that she would bounce and be with him. I think that they really are in love. And I think Tommy is almost like a rebound for her at this moment. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that goes too. But I couldn't believe he invited her to the crib that early.
I mean, they hooked up the first day, within the first couple of days that they met. So I don't think that that's outside of his character, because even when he met Holly, she came over to the loft.
True
Anybody
story.
comes over to the loft, because he's a nobody, in the sense that nobody knows what he really does. So there isn't any real risk, especially because he's tight about his illegal activity. And It wasn't until Gloria saw him in that meeting that she had an idea of what he really does. And because of what she's involved in, it don't really phase her like that. So yeah, I kind of get it. It's and at the end of the day, you probably tell him, come on the block XYZ, come up right there, and it's like, yo, where the hell am I? This shit even have a fucking physical address at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't think it does.
They don't even get mail. I don't think Tommy's gotten mail in this entire history of this show. You know what I mean?
Who's sending him mail, Jeff? Prudential? Like, who's sending him mail?
Hey, there be creditors that can find people of all walks of life, all right? So
no bank account. This dude runs on cash. Have you ever seen Tommy pull out a card? Like, I feel like Tommy just completely lives off of the grid, bruh. Like, ain't nobody sending him mail, because technically, like, he don't even, like, how a credit card company gonna send you some mail and you don't even have a bank account? They don't know nothing about you.
That's true. I mean, hey, listen, off the grid, on the grid, somebody coming to collect. And you never know, somebody might drop little messages, little forget-me-nots. You never know. But
if anything, his mail was going to Kate's house.
Yeah. There's always, when in doubt, send it to the parents' house. Send it to the parents' house. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I see conversations going on, wondering where the coke is coming from. The Jimenez card feels like it is a little bit on the nose. It could feel like it's a ruse for someone else. I see Serb talk going on. It could be literally, man. It could be from anyone, and especially like what was happening with Dante. Who knows if it's not Fed coke? And that's the reason why the Flynns may want to stay away, other than the pills are a tight business that they can't get, that can't take them down. You never know.
It did have a lot of eyes on them in this episode, so you're right. You never know.
Right.
Everybody's a Fed.
Everybody's a Fed. In the immortal words of Chrissy Davis, everyone is a Fed. Power After Hours, your favorite power podcast. Force Season 1, Episode 3 recap, Firestarter, talking about Tommy's big plan. Tommy in essence wants to break the color line in Chicago. He wants to end the separate but equal drug game in Chicago, because Lilliana puts him on, and he's got the vibe that Black people, Latino, white, they don't mix their business. Everybody does what they do, and they keep it separate. Tommy's coming from a world where everybody, it was all about the money. It wasn't about the race. Everybody got money together. So he had an outsider perspective of what was going on. So in his mind, if I'm bringing you a business proposal where everyone eats and eats well, and there's literally no downside, you don't say no because you're racist.
Absolutely not. I mean, how many people did they have at the table in regular power? I mean, it was everybody at the beginning. Everyone was at the damn table. You had
Right.
every like it was literally like the United Nations in that joint. Everybody and their mama had a seat.
It would be MLK's dream if he was a D-boy.
Okay.
It
All
would
right.
be. It was I have a Coke dream. That was like I have a Coke dream in the flesh, where all races can sell poison to the community
Nope.
hand in hand.
Nope. Not
He had a
getting me
dream.
to. I will
He had a
not join in
dream.
on this bullshit.
I'm just
You
saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. If it's that was the dream and everybody was getting money together, so his plan was to utilize that Coke, give it to CBI, and bring it to the table where they say, yo, they can move this. This is the purest. He tested it, everything. This is the purest that they got in the
right.
city. Let CBI sell it up north. Y'all sell pills down south. Kick back 10% to each other, 5% for me on every deal. That's the deal that Tommy's proposing. Now he had to get both sides to the table. So he goes and he talks. He went to go talk to the CBI, went to go talk to Diamond and Jenaard, and they're having their own conflicts. What do you think about that rise in the conflict, like how we've seen the whole conflict escalate and the struggle for power between Diamond and Jenaard?
It's not over. That little fight that they had, little tussle. I don't think
You
that's
want to
the
fight, you want to
end.
tussle.
I was like, what we doing here? Okay, this is cute or whatever. But at the end of the day, Jenaard is too much of a hothead to let that be the answer. You know what I mean? I feel like he's just letting Diamond have a little taste of what's been going on while he's been locked up to see how he's going to handle it. Because to be honest with you, we know that Jenaard's been handling things with more of a tighter fist than Diamond was. Diamond was a little bit more hands off. He wasn't really the kind of person that's going to do the things that Jenaard is willing to do. Mm-hmm. So I really, it breaks my heart, obviously, to see two brothers going head to head like that. But I get it. I just don't think that this peace treaty, so to speak, between the two of them is going to last, especially because Jenaard is not sold on Tommy. And he said that time after time after time. So now after this meeting, and you got the Flynns approaching Diamond in that way, which is how Jenaard said it was going to go.
But even before that, right? From the previous 2 episodes, we've seen that there's a culture clash between them. There's an age clash between them. A clash of age and a clash of ideologies, right? Because Diamond's been going 15 years. The world has changed, and he comes back and wants it to be the exact same way, including the dynamic between him and his brother, where, yes, that was your little brother. You got him out of a lot of shit. You held him down. All of that is true. A decade and a half has passed by. And he has kept the business going. So for you to come back and automatically assume power and cut him off as if his word doesn't matter isn't going to fly. Who else did we see that with? The Tejadas.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Yeah.
When Lorenzo came back home and all of a sudden it's my way or the highway.
Papi, the puppy. Oh, puppy.
Just buy 3 bags and go on vacation more. This is
the
no
fuck
longer
we talking about here. I've been holding this shit down for the whole time you've been locked up, and you just gonna cut me out now? Monet, listen, I'll be Monet. But your accent's a little bit heavy.
Why don't you just go perform at the Super Bowl and leave?
Okay, Jeff. I'm gonna say,
it's Lorenzo, bruh. It's Lorenzo. Shout out to Mary too. She killed that performance, killed the Super Bowl halftime performance. Definitely, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy she's able to perform. I know she was performing with a heavy heart because Zeke, you know what I'm saying, was gone, but I'm glad she was able to fight through that and give us the performance.
The moment I was about to be like, what happened to me? You know what? Let me tell you something. You ain't shit. All right. Because I was literally about to be like, what happened? And then here you go with Zeke.
I'm just saying.
Zeke out here performing. He good.
I know. Yo, all the people from Power get murked and then get recognized. You know, it's awesome. I love it for them. I love it for them. But yeah, like so this power struggle between them starts on the baseball field where Jenaard is saying, yo, we should build this up. Give the black kids here the same opportunity that the white kids got up north. Build it with the money. And Diamond doesn't want to do it because of where the money's coming from. Where he's like, bro, you understand like the shop I bought you, the clothes that you got on your back right now, that shit wasn't from a hedge fund. You feel me? Like it's not like it came from legitimate work. Like, yo, everything is being funded. Right. And people ain't gonna ask, where it's coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like, people ain't gonna ask where it's coming from. So they have that conflict. Then he wants to know about Tommy, and he don't want to tell him about Tommy. And he's letting him know, like, the old days were the old days. Like, this is a new day. You know what I mean? You gotta let me in. Then it goes to a head when Tommy comes to him with the proposal. Diamond wants to hear him out. Jenaard's like, yo, fuck you. We don't need this, da-da-da. So they finally say, okay, this is where it has to end. We need to have a match for the top. He puts his CBI leadership on the line in a one-on-one match against Diamond. Loser is no longer the boss. Winner take all. And they go in. And of course, yo, that whole fight, that I love that fight scene. I love Tommy betting 5 on Diamond. Where his other man with the dreads was like, yeah, I'll take that bet. And they start fighting. This dude talk about use the legs, Jay. He's like, the legs? And then the dude starts doing MMA. Yo, I started screaming.
Tommy was like, the fuck is this? Like,
that MMA bullshit.
Use your hands, my dog. Like, what is we doing? No, but you know what? I'm not, like, I feel like Jenaard still has one up on his brother, only because Jenaard has the streets right now. Like, he's the one that has the people. Who Diamond got? Let's keep it 100. Who Diamond got? And that's why I don't feel like this is a whole, like, Diamond's back in charge. I really do feel like Jenaard is setting him up to fail.
I mean, they kind of allude to it when we find out later in the episode that Jenaard basically threw that fight. He threw that fight to give Diamond the leadership, and they mentioned it. Him and D-Mac mentioned it, like, half the crew is gonna go with him, half the crew is gonna go with Diamond. And he's like, yo, by the end, everybody's gonna go with me. So we understand that he set that up. He took a dive. We don't know why. Maybe he wants to put it on him so that when something goes wrong, like gravely wrong, he's gonna need his brother. Like, I should be in charge now. So he has a legit reason to take over that isn't something foul like killing his brother or doing something like that. So that's what my thought is. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's also to the point where he wants his brother to need him. You know, in a way, he's still his little brother, yes, and he has been running it for 15 years, but you know, just the fact that Diamond always throws in his face, like, I did XYZ for you. I feel that Jenaard is still that baby brother who wants his big brother to need him. Like, yo, I can't do it without you. I need you. And I think that's what it's going to end up coming down to, is he's going to make him say, like, yes, I need you to make this shit work. So I think that's where they're at right now. But I think they're both in a shitty place. And they just need to work together, because Tommy's plan was actually pretty good.
Right.
It was actually pretty good.
Right. But Jenaard don't want to hear him. Jenaard don't want to hear him because he don't know who he is. Like, no matter. And I thought it was, you know what I thought was nuts? He didn't know who dude was, but dude still saved your life. You know what I'm saying? He saved your life. He got you out, but you still wondering who the hell is he? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just fine. It's just funny. It's just really funny with
sad character. Like, this dude has literally saved your life twice. Like, he saved you in episode 1, episode 2, and now it's like, bro, what more do you want from me? Like, I feel like Tommy should be the one upset. What more do I got to do for you? Like, bro, and I brought your shit back.
Right. Not to mention, shout out to Jeremiah. Jeremiah getting those acting credits up. Got to sing a song in Power. You know what I'm saying? It entrenched with the CBI, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't mad at that. But that fight, hard, yo, when he started breaking down the nerve, like whatever nerve he said that's telling him to tap out, and then he actually then I guess he threw it. I don't know. He said he threw the fight. He looked like he got his ass whooped. If he threw the fight, it was convincing as fuck to me.
I mean, it was convincing. You know what I mean? But I feel like if you're gonna have to fight your brother, who is known as he was such a good boxer, from what we are gathering based on like the hints that they're giving us, I feel like you have to make it really convincing for him to believe that he won that fight. So I don't know. We'll see. Even if he didn't throw it, I feel like because he lost, he's gonna be like, yeah, I threw that shit. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
You know, I wasn't trying to lose. I wasn't trying to lose that shit. You already know. Let's get to power super chat. Shout out Colby Hawkins. Thank you for the love. I feel where Jenaard is coming from, but not the snakish. He been holding it down. He got a diamond in a roll. He got diamond in a Rolls Royce. Yeah. I definitely feel where Jenaard is coming from, but I don't think how he's going about it is the answer. But I can see it from his point of view where he believes that is the way. Like that's the way it's going. That's the way it's gonna happen. And if he doesn't, and if it don't happen otherwise, you know what I mean?
Most people don't leave. Most people don't leave jail and go straight to a high rise. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, he chose to sleep on the floor, but he was in a high rise. Like Diamond had a nice spot. Jenaard put him up in a good place. Like I get that aspect of it, and I agree with you that he's not going about it in the right way when you're talking about a guy who does look at himself as he's almost got this complex where he feels like he demands the respect. And it's like, well, bruh, even though I'm your baby brother, you got to respect me too for the shit that I've been having to hold down while you were in. Like, it's literally just that. It's a matter of respect.
100%. You got it. You got it. Power After Hour, your favorite power podcast, talking Force, episode 3, Fire Starter. So he locks in that side. Tommy locks in the CBI. After Jenaard wins the fight, he gets his money. He's like, so, yo, now that you got the juice back, let's do it. What's up? Are we going to go? He said, set up the meeting. So we run. I love how Tommy goes about sunning all the like the young boys in the crew and how he plays that against each other, because he kind of understands how it came from, because while Ghost never did it to him like that, he had to answer the Ghost. And he saw how people would try to pit him against Ghost. So he knows the game and knows what's going to get under people's skin. Just having said that, now he had to go meet with Flynn. He had to set up the meeting with Flynn to get him on board. And I love that conversation with him. First off, the conversation between Paulie and Lilliana.
Really trying to ask her out.
Right. He just started. She kept answering questions with a question and all of that, which was hilarious. That their whole going back and forth. He's like, "Yo, you want to go out to dinner?" He's like, "Shave the mustache and we could talk," which is hilarious, right? But they going back
like that. Who always answers a question.
Right. Tommy and him have that conversation, and even before, he's like, yo, you must be like you must be really dumb to not be answering my not to listen to my word. And Tommy breaks it down to him. Like he really gives him the lay of the land, where he's telling him like, yo, you need to diversify. You need to diversify your product. This is a way for you to make more money. I'm not from around here. I don't deal in all of this black, white bullshit. We get everybody together. This is the purest thing. I know you don't deal with it, but you need to be in the business with it. Hear it out. And Flynn rolls with it. Flynn rolls with it. Yeah, he rolls with having the meeting. But he needs to he wants Tommy to roll with Vic to go make a drop. And even their whole dynamic is hilarious. Their adventures. Like, I could sign up for Tommy and Vic going on drops for like the whole season, because these two are hilarious. Vic is somebody who's about the business. He'll go behind his father's back to make a deal. He doesn't care about race or nothing like that. And if it's about the business, he puts everything aside. Just showing, even working with Tommy, who's having relations with his ex, but
Mm-hmm.
he's like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it work. And Tommy's giving him the whole rundown. He's trolling him like, yo, have you ever done this before? Like, do you still get an allowance? And he's like, yo, I'm
Right.
an old man, blah blah blah. So then they roll in on this dude, Colin. Yo, that
My
scene was one of the
God.
funniest scenes. That was one of the funniest scenes in Power to me. Like of people try to collect money. All that whole situation. This dude coked out of his mind,
Out
playing music.
of his mind.
Shorty's heart racing because she don't know what she got, and
I'm
she's
gonna call
out
the
there.
police.
They're going nuts. They're going insane in this joint. What did you think about that scene?
And she's like, I can't, my heart is racing. And he's like, she's just, I think he called her a rookie. He called her something along the lines of like, she can't handle good drugs. And I was like, bro, what the fuck? He is just messed up out of his mind. Like to the point where the music is so loud and Vic is like, just turn it down. And the dude is, it's like he's in his own world. Like he hears you, but
Right.
it's nothing you're saying matters to him because he's so far gone. So, I think Vic has heard one too many daddy's boy insults. Like I think he's tired of them. And every time somebody seems to say it, you could see him getting heated. And so when this guy out of nowhere just brings that up, Vic had enough. He had
Right.
had enough. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him for finally. But what I do love about him and Tommy's relationship is that even though you would think they don't really get along, Tommy helps him along the lines of giving him the pillow so that he don't make too much noise
He
when
said,
he's
go paint
killing
the
him.
walls, kid.
Go
Don't.
paint the wall.
But even funnier than that, right, was when Colin, they're about to leave. Like Tommy telling Shorty, like, I'm gonna get you out of here safe.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, this dude is coked up. We out. Homeboy pulls out the gun and is like, you ain't going nowhere. Talking all that son talk.
Idiot.
Who the fuck is this guy, that guy? He tells him, like, oh, what do you call him? Fat Tony, fat Vinny, fat something. He's like, yo, and Tommy pulls out the gun on him. He's like, fat. He's like, yeah, I've been doing keto. So they finally, he gets the tussle. He's like, yo, give me the gun. He's like, I bet you didn't think you'd end up here. And Tony's like, yo, I got kids. I got 4 kids. Drops the gun. Has the gun in his mouth. And Tommy's the one telling him, we don't need to hold a body.
We don't
today.
need it. We don't need it.
And Fat Tony is the one who tells him, yo,
the elevator holds.
The freight elevator hold 2,000 pounds, blah, blah. And he's like, really, Tony? Really?
How you gonna do this to me?
Get Shorty out of there. And then they handle their business. So that even showed, and it was crazy because there were points where Tommy and Vic were both looking at each other like, yo, you're a crazy motherfucker. Like,
it is what it is. Like, I think they actually understand each other better than we thought from watching this in episode 1. Like, I actually would like to see more interactions between the two of them because I think they would actually make a pretty damn good team. Like, we all know that, like, Vic's dad got one foot in the grave. He's not looking too good. He's really just looking real ill. So at some point, Vic is going to be running the show. So when that does happen, I do feel like him and Tommy could make some deals and make some things work. They both operate under the same code. So no matter what's going down, business is first. And that's just how you handle things. So I like the way that they work together. And I hope we get to see more of like the Vic and Tommy escapades. You know what I mean?
Right. You know what I thought was ill about Tommy's meeting with Vic? Because even afterwards, Flynn is mad because he's like, you can't even handle a simple pickup. And he's like, yo, go try again. And Tommy's like, yeah, he ain't picking up the phone. And he's like, all right, you know what? Set up the meeting, whatever. Set up the meeting. Like, I see the vibes, right? That conversation Tommy had, first off, the fact that Flynn finally realized that that Tommy was kind of Irish. He was like, I could see it in you. And Tommy's like, yeah, I'm a mutt, whatever.
I'm a mutt.
But Tommy makes the same point that Claude made to him about getting into different drugs because they will make more money. And he was at least willing, even if it was fake, willing to hear him out instead of hearing her out. So it's interesting where you see the dynamics with them, right? he'll go to a meeting with Tommy, but for his daughter, he tells her to go on a date with Alderman McGuire because their guys keep getting picked up, and he wants to try to he wants to see what number he needs so that he stops pressing them, sending them on shakedowns and picking them up and picking their people up, thinking that she was gonna go there to like wine and dine him, but it wasn't going down like that. She
Not with
she went
Claude.
there to shake that man down.
She did a damn good job at it. Claude is she's a sharp cookie, okay? And what I love about it too is that, you know, she keeps telling him like we are down, like our numbers are down, like we're at minus 16%. Nothing seems to shake this guy. I don't know if he's got like money hidden everywhere, but like at some point you've got to hear your money person when they keep telling you week after week that money is not going up. It is going down, and it's all because you are choosing to run this business the same way you ran it 20 years ago. Like things have changed, the drugs have evolved, the people who are handling the drugs and doing the drugs have evolved. Like you don't have your ears to the ground anymore. You're not in the game. You're up here in this castle that you done created for yourself. Exactly. And you sit here all day and handle deals on a phone. You're not down there on the ground. I'm the one that's in the nightclub seeing how things are moving and shaking. Like he may think she's out there, like just living this, you know, willy-nilly fabulous life wearing the cutest clothes, which she is because she's a bad bitch. She is also watching everything that is happening so that she's able to present these things to you. So if you don't want to listen to what your daughter is saying, I ain't mad at Claude if she chooses to take this information somewhere else.
Right. And even the way she's showing her ruthless side, where homeboy is basically on the train of, yo, what you gonna do? Fuck the money. What are you gonna do for me to get this done? We gonna eat. We gonna do XYZ. Then he presses her about, yo, I can name whatever price I want because y'all could be in jail, and even alludes like, we have the same. You know what he tells her? We have the same interests.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nasty ass.
And basically alludes to the fact that she likes girls, right?
Yeah.
She is at least bi, right? Yeah. So when she hears that, she counters with his daughter in Sacred Heart and knows where she is, knows where that is, and it's quickly cleaned up.
Yep.
It's quickly cleaned up, right? Yep. And you can see at this point, the kids have already reached their point of being fed up, and they're going to do whatever it is they want to do. That's why Claude presses Tommy and cuts him off and lets him know, like, yo, I got that new shit. Fuck the coke. I got that new shit that's gonna shake the block. What did she say? Chaos creates opportunity.
I like
chaos creates opportunity, right? So now she wants to be in the game. Her and her shorty Mai, they got that drug. So now she wants to be in the game. And at this point, it seems like everybody is saying, if you not rolling, I'm rolling on my own. So it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah.
I like it. Everybody, how they were presented as this united family front in episode 1. And now we are seeing where all the cracks are in each family, right? In the CBI and in the Flynn. So, it may be something where it started off as a table of, Tommy and 2 families, and it's going to end up being Tommy and like 5 people, 3, like, you know what I mean? Like 2 from this side, 3 from that side. So I'm interested to see how it ends up shaking down in the end, because right now, I think Claude does have the upper hand. Her and Vic on their father. He's not really, what does he have? Like, he's not doing anything right now that the streets want to deal with. And their money is going to keep going down. Right. Like, yeah, you may still get money from shaking down these bars for protection, but like, you're used to living this lavish lifestyle. You got to upkeep that somehow. So you might want to hear Tommy out. And if you don't, Vic and Claudia might just do it themselves.
Well, they doing it.
Oh, they doing it. But when the dad said to put some sugar on it, which I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat caught that, I was a little disgusted. I was like, don't no dad ever need to be telling their daughter to put some sugar on it. Okay? That was disgusting.
He was wilding. It shows you what he thinks. He's telling her to use whatever's in her repertoire to make the deal happen, but won't hear her out with anything else. Like, yeah, it's wild. And
Nasty.
those things are coming back to him, and we gonna see. Power After Hours, your favorite power podcast. Let's get to this meeting. So Tommy brings both sides together.
Oh boy.
He drops his plan, right? Tommy brings the sides together. He drops his plan. Yo, we move coke up here. We move pills down there. Everybody gives money. Everybody gets money. What's up?
Yeah.
This meeting where he thought was going to be an up and up conversation business deal became a gripe session between the Flynns and Diamond, right? Where Flynn basically says, how am I supposed to trust him when his people ran up on Paulie's wife, Paulie and his wife, 52 stitches to get her face reconstructed. And Diamond is saying, that wasn't us. You pitted on us because it was black dudes who do it. And you think all black dudes who does illegal activity are in CBI. So you end up retaliating against us, killing 9 of ours. And I didn't retaliate against y'all, not because, as Flynn said, y'all would have had more men in the ground. It's like, I didn't want to put men at risk for a lesser man's decisions. You know what I mean? So you can see where the tension lies, where they've moved on them before. So they're kind of in a Cold War now. But even like Flynn calling him a black parasite. I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that. And even Tommy is trying to hold it down. Like, yo, look, Walter, we're not going to have any race. Like, he's like, I know y'all got a problem dealing with other races, right? Walter, right? And Vic is even trying to step in, like, yo, we gonna da-da-da-da. And he's like, nah. And then he just keeps going and going, disrespected. And Diamond dips. And Tommy's like, yo, you don't know. You just fucked up a great plan. And Flynn didn't want to, and he never wanted to, because of the fear that if the other white mafias and white crime families found out that they were doing business with the black gangs, they would lose their position. But the problem is they're already losing their position.
You've already lost it. You're not even in the top anymore. Like, that's the crazy thing. And even Vic knew that his father messed up. Like, Vic clearly is on the side of Tommy here, like, because he stepped to his dad during the meeting and then stepped to his dad again after the meeting. So, Vic ain't with the shits. Like, he knows that they're missing out on a good deal here. And I'm not mad at Diamond for walking out of there. Like, there was going to be nothing good that came out of it. Do I believe that Diamond? I think we're going to Well, first, I think we're going to hear more about what he's accusing Diamond of doing, because the way Diamond looked, I really don't think they did it. Really don't think it was them. I think somebody else might have done it. But like Diamond said, you think all black people look alike. Like, so you clearly have an issue. Like, it ain't me. I just don't think it was them. But I do think he retaliated out of just being petty and thinking that it had to be them. And he goes and he does what he does. But I hope they give us more backstory on that. Like, I want to know more about what supposedly took place.
Right. And is that part of the reason why as I see, shout out to everybody in the chat, typing up, going crazy in the chat, having the conversation. We have the conversation here, conversation going on in the chat. They intersect. It's all dope. Well, about possible reasons, right? Is it as the chat is alluding to, is that a reason why Jenaard is holding back, right? Is that a reason why Jenaard is they don't want to really follow him because he never clapped back at them? Is that another reason why stuff changed, right? That's another thing, another topic, right? Tommy knows a lot, but he might have had a little bit too much dip on his chip to think that he could come in and undo decades of race relation issues in between crime organizations in like a few days, right? Because I can understand how pragmatic he's thinking about it, where no matter what beef y'all have, if this is a sound plan and all y'all have to do is just do you and make the drops, everything else is going to go right. But it's deeper than that for them. Like, even to the point where CBI, they were shocked when Vic was there from episode 1, where Jenaard was like, the fuck is this? But Vic was also doing the underhanded shit too. You know what I mean? Like, so they understand. It almost is like Vic and Jenaard are the new guard, and Diamond and Flynn are the old guard, and they're past the whole race relation thing. That's the same reason why Vic wants to be with Gloria. You know, you see that when he bought her bought her mom a new headstone, and we get that backstory where she had their blessing, but only because she thought that Vic was going to take care of her. And Gloria's tired of waiting to see if he can undo or remove himself, unravel the racism that's in his family, where it's not even like, we hate you, Gloria, we hate black people. It's just, yo, we got love for you, but that can't happen. Like,
that can't happen. Like, that's not how we do things.
Kids too, like, y'all,
you're gonna taint the line.
We're not progressive, fam. We're not that progressive. We tolerate. We're not progressive. You feel me? Like, that's not going down. So this is where this is where you see they just want to get the money and they just want to be successful and they don't give a fuck about all of that. And it's kind of like a great commentary on like how old generations view the world and how new generations view it and where the clashes occur, right? So this is what Tommy has to deal with now.
Right.
So now he has all this coke, doesn't have anywhere to really go, still trying to kind of figure out where it came from.
Right.
Who he's gonna have to deal with. He still has CBI still owes him one for taking out Rojas's people.
Yep.
They still do owe him one. So now we have the table set where the Flynns and the CBI still have their beef, at least at the top level. Tommy's in the middle, as always, in the mix with all this coke and nowhere to go. And now we have to find out what happens next.
I mean, we've got a lot happening, and we also find out that the black cop from episode 1 is
Seamus Bennigan.
Yeah, he's somewhat a dirty ass cop. Like,
I don't know if it's somewhat. I don't think it's somewhat. That man dirty.
He dirty, yeah. He over there working with the Flynns to make sure that they don't get, taken to jail or, shaken down or what might be. But it's like, I don't know how deep he is in, because as Vic was pressing him, he was like, that's above my pay grade. So I don't know how deep he is in with the Flynn, but we do see him doing surveillance and trying to find out what's going on there with Diamond and Jenaard as they were playing baseball out in the field. So I don't know what he is trying to find out about them specifically, because what Vic asked him to do has nothing to do with Diamond and Jenaard. So I'm trying to figure out what is his interest there, because as he showed up in that first episode to the salon with Jenaard with the Diamond, and now you're watching them. So I want to know what the hell he's looking for. What do you need? What do you need to know?
Yeah.
And the feds also watching. Well, I think those
two new cops. Yeah, they are the feds. They are the feds.
The feds?
It's confirmed. They are feds. They're surveilling the Flynns and Tommy by default, because now they want to know who's this new face. Is this somebody we gotta watch, right? So this is what we were talking about before. If the feds get involved and they get too deep and they start sending those pictures around and they get into the system and they say, wait, are you sure you took this in Chicago in 2022? Yes. Holy shit, this is Tommy Egan. He must have faked his own death, because if you remember, he took the rap for Ghost.
Yes, he did.
He took the rap, so he's still a want. Like, they closed him because he's dead, but he's still a wanted. So if they find out he faked his own death, this could be the federal agents coming after him. So now, and they're taking pictures. They're surveilling him. They got the car. If this goes up the chain, or if the Flynns go down in a certain way, this dude is going to have to dip again, or he's going to be in trouble. So this is a great wrinkle to show that Tommy's past has not gone away, right? Lilliana's there. They even toasting the Ghost, where he tells her that Ghost is gone and sorry for your loss. The Jimenez card, the Fed.
She asked him, did you do it? She's like, did you do it?
Right.
I'm not sure that she believed him when he said no. And I'm like, hey, that's one he actually didn't do.
Right. Of all the ones, he was actually telling the truth about this. But yeah, so Tommy, while Tommy's establishing himself in this new scene, making new enemies and getting into new conflicts, there's still that hint of the past. And I think it's great because it's parts of his past that aren't explicitly people that we've seen throughout the entire series, but they're entities that still exist in this world that will still have an interest in who Tommy Egan is, even though he's supposed to be dead. So I really love that. Love the dialogue. Love where they're going with it. It does feel like it is disconnected from the Power universe, not so much in the way that Kanan is because it's a prequel, but Tommy really is the only real connection. Lilliana, you know, people may or may not have remembered her, and it took a while to jog up. But having those hints of the world that was the Power universe around him, while him still, it feels like a contained spinoff.
I'm with it. Bring it on. I think this was the week for me. Like it just took me a minute to get in the rhythm of Tommy Egan again. Or whatever his name is in this show. I don't even know if his name is Tommy. We don't know who he is.
He still hasn't said his name. At least we don't hear him saying his name to people other than JP, who, you know, he's still trying to bankroll him and try to fit him. He got a number from JP, $196K for him to breathe easy. So he wants to work with that. JP don't want to take money because family and money, showing him the height markers from both of them in their grandmother's house, which shows that they never overlapped, but they were both in there at similar times. It's nuts. It's really nuts. So we, you know, got a lot going on. Got a whole lot going on.
Bring it on. And I think it's only a matter of time before we see crazy ass Kate. JP, they keep bringing her up. Kate's coming, y'all. I feel it.
At some point.
And she's going to be the federal informant.
Oh, Lord. Ooh, that might be a conspiracy theory of yours. One of the only ones that I could get behind. You feel me?
Okay. So, all right, dog. Whatever.
All right. That does it for us. Power After Hours. That is the recap of episode 3. Firestarter. Chrissy, where can they find you on social?
You can find me everywhere at Chrissy B. Davis. What about you, Jeff?
Those shoulders, too. They going to find them shoulders there when they... She hit me with the
the old school TLC shoulders. You know what I'm talking
about? Right. I see you.
Don't go to I'll bust it out for you if you really want me to.
Right. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat too, because did remember Walter did call him Thomas. Walter did call him Thomas, but not Tommy. There's a difference. So Thomas and Tommy are two different things. So we'll see. Jeff J says all social media, Power After Hours on Instagram, Twitter, on YouTube. If you don't watch us live, come tap in with us live the Mondays after every Power after every episode of Power. We're live Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern to recap the episodes. Definitely like this video if you love what you hear. If you're watching this on the replay, get into the comments. We be in the comments answering there too. We're all over, all right? And for those in the audio, thank you for listening. You can send in your comments too if you can't tap in with us live, powerafterhourspod@gmail.com. And definitely come through, subscribe to the channel. If you can't get in live, support the channel so that we could do more and bring you even more from the world of power. That does it from us. We're locked in. Catch you next week. We'll talk to you soon.